Hey guys, and thank you for joining me for another video. If you made it this far, then we're probably getting some progress together. This video, we're going to talk about the importance of tone of your voice. And we're going to be a bit more specific and elaborate on why is an important thing and how to do it. Many many of our agents has been asking me, so how do I implement a good tone of the voice? So I hope this will be beneficial to you, and make sure you're listening. You already know there's tests, and let's get right into it. So tone of the voice. So first we're going to talk about why is important for us to have a good tone of our voice when we're talking to people over the phone or even in person, but in our case it's over the phone. So first we want to build rapport. We've been through this before. We want to create some kind of a good impression, good connection between us and the person that we're talking to, from reasons that we already know. They might be suspicious, they might be worried, they might be stressed. If my tone will sound off, lack of energy, and not so enthusiastic doing this video, you probably won't enjoy it, and neither the customers. So we want to build rapport. We want to improve their customer experience. A good tone of the voice contributes to a positive customer experience, leading to increased satisfaction and loyalty. In our case, a good tone of the voice will lead to a successful resolution. It will increase the engagement of the person that I'm talking to, meaning he'll be more willing to share information with me, to elaborate on the issue, and to stay on the line with me. And also, managing our emotions translates through the tones of our voice. So what I'm trying to say is that if my tone will sound aggressive, that will and mean and not nice, that will translate into the customer emotions. So they definitely feel that, but that basically goes without words. It kind of translates of how we speak, how we engage with the customer, how do we do our greetings, how do we ask them of their issue, the reason for the call, etc. So let's move forward and say it will convey empathy, right? When I have a good tone of the voice, I can be compassionate. I can demonstrate understanding and empathy towards the customer concerns, making them feel valued and heard. If you make someone feel valued and heard, he's going to go ahead and continue the conversation, and we'll have a successful resolution. It also reflects professionalism, conversational skills. It encourages openness. As I mentioned before, a friendly approach would make it easy for the customer to share with me things that are very important for me as an agent to know what's the best solution for this specific customer. So more openness, more reaction from the customer would be beneficial. So that's pretty much goes without saying, right? I mean, have a good tone of your voice, sound nice, right? But how do we do it? How do we accomplish a good tone of the voice? Maybe I don't have a good tone of the voice. Maybe my voice doesn't sound well. How should I do that? So let's look at a few example of how to implement a good tone of the voice, because it's really something that we need to think about when we're approaching this profession. So we have to pay attention to our pitch. We have to aim for a pitch that is comfortable for you and appropriate for the situation. Avoid speaking too high or too low, and try to vary your pitch to keep your voice engaging. That we talked about it before. Don't sound monotony. So pay attention to your pitch. You can't talk way too high or way too low, that's going to sound a bit awkward. Control your pace. So this is actually an important one. When I speak to someone, if I speak in the same pace, that's going to be really unpleasant for the person that I'm talking to. But I have to control the pace and monitor the pace that I'm talking in to engage the person that I'm talking to. Adjust your volume. Adjust your volume has to be is associated with your customer. Meaning, if I have a customer that is a very loud person that speaks in a very loud voice, I can adjust my volume to that person, right? I need to adapt my tone to that person. Now, obviously, I will not sound like him because I'm still a different person. But I can definitely elevate my voice. If I'm talking to a low volume speaker that I can barely hear them speaking because they speak in such a low volume, if I'm going to shout, that's going to be a mismatch right there. So we need to adjust the volume and sometimes the pitch and even the pace to the person that we're talking to. So it really depends who I meet on the other line. And the more I practice it, the more I repeat it, the better I become. So definitely important thing to adapt your volume, to adapt your pace, to pay attention to your pitch. Now we need to be clear, very clear with our words, with our pronunciation. If it's easier for you to do it slowly, you can do it slowly. If it's easier for you to do it faster, do it faster. But it needs to be very, very clear to the customer when we speak. Even if we have an accent, that's fine. As long as we are clear and understandable to the customer, that will translate. So expressing emotion will allow me to change the tone of my voice. And if I'm infusing my voice with sincerity, empathy, enthusiasm, reassurance, right? That your tone of the voice should match the sentiment of your message. Meaning, if I'm trying to be compassionate, that will translate in the tone of my voice. So express emotion. Listen to feedback. So listen to your clients, to your customer, and see how they respond to the tone of your voice, right? And you can record yourself. You can record yourself and then audit yourself talking to customers, and that will allow you to get out of the situation for a moment, right? And audit the entire conversation. You will see or you will hear how the client reacts to your voice. Now, if you hear good reaction, that means you've done very well. If you hear, somewhat hesitant reaction, the customer is not complying to you, he's not open to you, he's very suspicious, and you can't diffuse that during the conversation. Audit the tone of your voice, audit the pace of your words, audit the volume of your voice, the pitch. All of those things will help you to adjust the tone of your voice to get better results. Okay, and then lastly, like everything else in life, we have to practice regularly. If we don't practice, but intentionally, practicing doesn't mean answering the phone. Practicing means answering the phone with an intention, with a clear intention to implement a good tone of the voice, okay, with everything that we just spoke about. So with that in mind, you approach and we answer the call. And trust me, with that, you will get better results. With having that in mind and practice regularly and audit yourself and listen to yourself, that without a doubt will create a great result. And we pay attention to that because it shows that having a good tone of the voice increases tremendously the booking rate of that specific agent. So make sure you pay attention to that. Summary, It's pretty much everything that we talked about. The good tone of the voice is essential for effective communication and built-in positive relationship. It involves aspects such as pitch, pace, volume, clarity, emotional. To produce a good tone of the voice, one should practice proper breathing techniques, warm up their voice, pay attention to their pitch, control the pace, pretty much everything that we talked about. And a good tone of the voice will help convey sincerity, empathy, enthusiasm, and reassurance, leading to a better engagement, understanding, and connection with others. So make sure when you're approaching your calls, you're approaching your customers, keep that in mind. That will be very beneficial to get to a successful resolution and be successful overall. Thank you for watching. I hope this was beneficial for you. I will see you on the next video. Thank you very much.